Hey, you are now listening or watching the Halos in the Infield podcast, sponsored in part by Noble L Works over on 1621 South Sinclair, where you can get discounts by just mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield, drink discounts on us, baby. And also by 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets. The price you see is the price you get, and you also get 10% additionally off in the Apply Now code once you order your tickets just by mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Now enjoy the show.
Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Welcome to the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast with Todd Fox, sponsored by Noble Ale Works Brewery, as well as 714 Tickets. This is your nightly destination for all things Los Angeles Angels. Come join Todd as he recaps every thrilling and disappointing moment from tonight's game, win or lose. Get ready for insightful analysis, fan reactions, and Todd's engaging commentary. Plus, fans can call in live to the Halo Hotline to have their voices and opinions heard as well.
It's the Halo Hotline.
Stay tuned in for your chance to win free Halos merchandise with our weekly trivia.
It's all about the game.
It's time to dive into the heart of Angels baseball with Todd Fox on the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast.
There's a drive from Mike Trout. See you later. That is long gone.
It's the Todd Fox postgame podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
Hey, welcome into another episode of Halos in the Infield, the post-game show. I am your host, Todd Fox, as we get going here on a Wednesday, middle of the week. Hope all is well out there. You can help us out by liking us on Believe Network or checking us out anywhere on social media, giving us a like or follow or subscribing, or even telling a friend, Angel fan, about the experience that you like on the post-game show, or that you like on the podcast that we do on the morning show, or any other kind of show that we do here on the network, because there is a lot to talk about with the Angels. There's a lot of frustrations. I'm freaking pissed. Another game. If we look at the schedule, coming out, obviously we weren't expecting this team to win every game. We weren't expecting them to have a winning record. We thought that if getting to 500 with a team that was put together by our fearless leader in one Artie Moreno and Perry Manassian, we thought, okay, if we can get to 500, we'd be all right. We could take that. It's not that bad. And then we'll see what may come, and we'll see who's around. But for a team that has now lost they're 2-11 in their last 13 games. They are who we thought they are. They're 11-20, currently tied with Houston. They played 2 more games in Houston right now. Houston's won 3 in a row. They're about to knock us into last place. The Oakland A's are surprisingly 3.5 games up. That's what a good bullpen and a good starting rotation will give you. Bunch of no-namers on that club, by the way, if you look at their roster right now. Some guy, J.J. Bleday, he's batting .238. He's their highest batting average. Their leader in home runs is Shea Langeliers. And then you got Brooke Rooker, who has 13 RBIs. That's your best right there. They have a batting average of .207, being the A's right now, and that is their pitching right now is they've got an earned run average of 3.96, 6 quality starts though, and opponent's batting average is only .247. They got a WHIP of 1.28. So that's why that team's winning. A bunch of no-namers and pretty much a good coaching staff there. Not to say that Ron doesn't have one, but he's got less toys to play with than the Oakland A's manager, whoever the hell that is nowadays, because I don't pay attention. But this team right now in our team calling the Angels loses again today. We've talked about every post game. I get into the whole fact about, hey, if they could do something with runners in scoring position, get 2 or 3 RBIs, or be like 3 for 10, 3 for 8, 2 for 7, something like that, you're going to win ball games. You just are. And all it took today was one. One hit would have did the job today. Maybe 2. I got ahead of myself, but 2 would have definitely got it done. 1 would have kept the game tied or tied it up. Instead, the Angels left 11 guys on base, And this is one of those games where, again, this is a team that's learning. This is a team that's going to struggle either pitching one night or hitting. Last night, the pitching wasn't bad until Estevez came in and gave up 2 home runs, which he incredibly, after giving up the 2-run homer to Rojas, was like, yep, shouldn't have thrown that. Nodding his head, not really disgusted, nothing. He was just like, whatever. So, and those pitches were up in the zone. Shitty-ass pitches. But look at today. It's one of those weird-ass games where you strike out 18. So you mean to tell me that you struck out almost, 70% of the time as a team and still won? You got literally 1 hit for a while here. Or you got 7 hits total, but they didn't do much. Schwarber had 1 RBI double or single to get them the 2 runs. And that's it. And the Angels responded with an Andrizia home run. And that's it, man. I mean, that is absolutely it. We got Kevin Pillar getting his first hit as an Angel. You got Mickey Moniak going 0 for 3 again. You know, Cole Tucker comes in late, but he probably should have been starting this game the way it went down. And then again, Neto got 2 hits, so he's raising his average, playing a little bit better, but he's still only hitting 238. Dude went 0 for 2. Renifo had 2 good hits, but stranded. Shonowell had 2 hits, but stranded and a walk. Taylor Ward got 2 hits, but I'll get to him in a little bit. And Joe Adell did Joe Adell things. Totally disappeared in the batter's box tonight, this afternoon, whatever the hell you want to call it. The only guy that really did anything besides Schwarber today was Whit Merrifield. I forgot they got him, and he's a decent player. But the reason why the Phils won, 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position, despite 18 strikeouts. Every time, it's so funny. The Halo honks and the Angel fans are so torn down the middle. Because some people will be like, they'll see Sandoval's performance and they'll see the bullpen's performance and they'll still be like, fuck it, where's Bauer? It's like, dude, you lost 2-1. Even with Bauer in there, you'd still lose 2-1. But the honks would fire back. No. We'd win 1-0. How do you know that? This team would be like, well, they haven't scored yet, so we haven't scored. That's what kind of logic I think the Angels players have. Well, you know, they've scored. They haven't scored that 3 yet, so we can't fire back with a solo blast. It was so depressing in this game because Patrick Sandoval, who now has a career record, let this sink in for a minute. 18 up, 42 down. Let me say that again. 18 wins, 42 losses. Now, again, he's had some rough starts, and he owns up to it, and those are his losses, and he should, you know, bear reap the reward of pitching like shit and take those losses because, again, he messes around in the strike zone, doesn't go after the kill, and that's the result, right? However, there's been a lot of games in his history of being a major league pitcher, especially with the Angels, where he takes losses like this, where just 1 hit there, 1 hit here, and the game's completely different, and he comes out the winner. This is one that, you know, I've constantly shit on him for pitching crappy and not finishing off hitters and walking too many guys. This was not one of those games. This is not one of those times. You know, I've had to also defend him. He falls to 1-5. 5 innings pitched. Yes, he threw a lot of pitches in that second inning. He threw 43 total. But if you're throwing, again, and we talked about this even with Canning, if he's allowing 4 runs or less, you'll take that every day, and he gives you 5. Sandoval gave you 5, 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts by himself. Hunter Strickland, perfect inning, 2 strikeouts. He's turning into a good pitcher. Emil Garrett gives you an inning, gives up a hit, gives up a walk, makes it a little interesting, but gets 2 strikeouts. Simber comes in, gives up a hit, 2 strikeouts. Garcia, a hit, 2 strikeouts. they're all, if you look at their numbers, 15 pitches for Strickland, 13 for Emil Garrett, 15 for Simber, and 15 for Garcia. They threw 10 strikes, 7 out of 13, 11 out of 15. Not bad. So again, the pitching did its job. I don't care about the bad pitching that we have had on certain nights this year. However, one thing that has been inconsistent above all, as much as we bitch about pitching as a fan base, the hitting is the clear problem. And you might point to me and say, well, we don't have number 6. Number 6 was just getting hot. We don't have Shohei Ohtani. He's playing for the Raiders. We don't have Mike Trout. He tore his meniscus. Dude, it doesn't matter. This problem didn't start this season. It did not start this season. It has started because of poor managing prior to this season, guys swinging for the fences prior to this season, and there's still some of that happening today. Ron Washington can't cleanse the shit stain that was left on this organization in the first month. We're still seeing some reverse traits from last year, and we're still seeing some bad habits creep back in. And my question is, in a one-run game, where the hell was the bunting today? There was a couple opportunities. Like, again, I'll go back to the 8th inning, or I'll go to the 8th inning when it's 2-1, and you get a leadoff single by Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward, to me, should have gotten the goddamn what is it? Not the Stamos, the nachos. How the fuck are you going to run a team that's anemic on offense out of an inning before it even starts? And you know what's the biggest slap in the face in that 8th inning? If dumbass Big Ears stays on first base, Renifo singles, and you have 2 men on, then guess what happens next? Another single, which means Big Ears could have flown home like Dumbo that he is, and the run would have scored. I'm not liking Taylor Ward. I've never been a true fan of him because he does the same things as Adele sometimes. And recently, they just haven't been pointed out. Like I said, a couple this homestand over the weekend. Fly ball to left field. He could have made a diving play at it, made an effort. Nope. Cruised over to the ball, played it off of one hop, and then threw a lazy-ass throw into the outfield. Another situation, runner at second base. He gets the ball quickly before Bruxton touches third base. He's clearly going home, getting the wave. And Ward just pump fakes and then throws it to second to hold the runner not to go to second. He dropped the ball in the outfield as well. He deserves a lot more criticism, but I think we let him slip because he's got 7 home runs and 23 RBIs. That would take me to the 9th inning. Dumbass decides to go for the fences when we clearly need a hit. And the reason why I bring that up is this. I had to listen to the game. That's why I'm on late, number 1. I was working. I used to take these Wednesdays off, and I'll fill you in on that towards the end of the show. But my thing is listening to the radio and listening to how Ward comes up with runners on. We already had a real bad at bat by Adele prior to that. And he flies out. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, he hit it to the warning track. So fucking what? A little bleeder would have gotten the job done. Situational hitting, these guys just don't have the right mindset. They've been just so screwed over by the previous administrations. It's taking a while for Ron to introduce how to really play baseball. But I was listening to Trent Rush in his once a week podcast post game. And he comes out there and he says, oh, we got jam-packed phone calls. I'm going to take this girl from, she's going to lead off here from, I forget, it was Yorba Linda or one of those cities over there. And she goes, why is it that Ward, we needed to just get a single and he swung for the fences? When will these guys learn not to swing for the fences? Now, I've heard Trent Rush many a times. And when people kiss his ass, when people say honkish stuff, he'll let you go on for a good solid 3 minutes. I swear to God, I've heard it so many times. Because this girl had not even criticism towards Ward, but was just asking a genuine question like, why do we swing for the fences? I don't get it. We need a single right there. He was like, well, yeah. And then you don't hear her. He goes into like a 2 to 3 minute excuse train. He's like, woo, woo. And he's like the A train. He's like just excuse after excuse after excuse saying, well, he saw a pitch right there that looked really good and he thought he could work with it. Because think about this, Patricia. Had he hit a home run, we would have won the game. Well, no shit, Sherlock. But what gives you a better chance? What do you have a better chance of doing in a game in a situation than just squaring up the ball and putting it where they ain't instead of uppercutting all the fucking time? He's like, hey, if the atmosphere was a little bit better, that one would have went over the fence. You can't live and die by the goddamn home run. This team has done that since the Madden administration. It's just live and die by the home run. Trout loves to do the same damn thing. Live and die by the home run. It's not going to get you anywhere. That's why Homeboy had 10 home runs and 14 RBIs. Because you can't do anything else. That's why you keep choking. Imagine Trout's numbers had he been going for singles or doubles. Just putting the bat on the ball. Imagine the RBIs he'd be racking in because they make the excuse of, hey, we got to move him to number 2. We got to move him to number 1 to get him more at-bats. No, bitch, leave him where he's at. Let guys get on base. He needs to change his at-bats, not him changing the lineup. And so we kept dicking with him and putting him all over the place, and he's still doing the same shit. So you could bat him leadoff, you could bat him 9th, you could bat him 50th, and he will still have solo blast with nobody on because he doesn't have the mentality. So guys like Taylor Ward don't have that mentality either. Just, it's in the spotlight now. I got to swing for the fences. The game's on the line, swing for the fences. That's not how you win baseball games. And again, a lot of you fans out there, the ones that are critical will come back and say, well, what do you expect, man? This team can't win. What do you expect? We expected them to challenge other teams, and so far they have. Yes, they've lost games, but you're talking about a Philly team that is World Series caliber. Look up and down that roster and tell me they're not. Hell, they're gonna contend for that division. It's gonna be them and the Braves all year. And the Angels beat them 6-5. Should have beat them yesterday. Shoulda, woulda, coulda today too. I mean, you lost 7-5 because of dumbass Esteves. You had the lead to the 9th. And then today, all it took was a hit. I mean, what the fuck were the Angels doing when you get Sean Will to third, nobody out? First and third, 9th inning, 1 out, strikeout. I mean, it's amazing the way this team finds ways to lose. But yet we'll still get excuses about, well, it's their pitching. No, it's not. What's wrong with their pitching tonight? Even though Sandoval sucked for 1 inning, he got you what everybody. Look, how many times did we not get any kind of quality starts last year? How many do we already have this year? I think we're close to leading the league in quality starts, number 1. Number 2, most of our pitchers get to the 5th inning at least. So we're not taxing like we did with Numbnuts Nevin, where guys were only lasting 3 innings, and then we had to bring in the bullpen, make it a bullpen game. And even if they have a bad start or two, our offense should pick it up. And they're just not. And you could say they got injuries. You don't have Trout, you don't have Rendon, you don't have Sano. There's other players that are out right now. Hell, they just put Silseth, who a lot of people on this network were picking to be a breakout player. He's probably going to miss two months at least. So we won't see him pitching in this rotation. And then we just have a anemic offense. Ohapi's sort of getting that the same thing too. He's had a few guys on base to do something. He can't get a hit with a guy on base, but he'll get hits when there's nobody on base, kind of doing the same thing Trout was doing. Renifo starts a rally, gets it going for other guys to kill it and strike out or ground out. It's been very frustrating. So if I'm this frustrated, if you're that frustrated, imagine Ron Washington. What he has to deal with on a daily basis with his team. It doesn't get any easier for the Angels. I mean, they've lost 9 of 11. Their last win before the Phillies game on Monday was a win against the Orioles. And didn't I call it? I said, hey, the Twins, if they sweep us, they're going to sweep the White Sox and be on a 10-game winning streak. Well, gee, who's on a 10-game winning streak? I called that one. That's one time I'm right, at least. The Twins, thanks to the Angels and the White Sox twice, home and away series for them, they've won 10 in a row. The Twins, who are not much better than we are, yet they've won 10 straight games. Now the Angels go to play Ohio Shitfucks and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Good luck. I know the Pirates are a little down right now. They've lost some games, but the Shitfucks is going to be a tough series. I'll tell you that right now. Ohio is a tough series. So today was definitely a Savage Garden loss. It's also this.
Why do you build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down, to mess me around, and the worst of all, you never call baby when you say you will. So I love you still, I need you.
It's tough to be an Angels fan. It sure is. But don't worry, guys and gals, because somewhere, somehow, some way, it's Spritz o'clock. So with that being said, let's get into the awards tonight. Let's talk about who gets the best performance tonight. The coveted John Stamos Award. The Golden Stamos for best player on the field is Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber got 2 hits tonight. It wasn't a pitcher, surprisingly. Would have been had the Angels win, but who would have thought in the second inning that Kyle Schwarber's RBI single would be the game winner? He had 2 hits, and actually, for a guy who sucks in defense, he played pretty good, including making a nice catch in the 8th inning to rob a hit there for the Phils. So the Phils take 2 out of 3, despite the Angels once again winning the first game. How many times have we said that this year? Or they start out, win the first game of a series, and then proceed to lose the rest of the game. So I think we've said that just about every series except the one they were swept. Now the Nacho Night Award for worst player on the field, and let's see who that goes to.
I love the nachos, gas station nachos. I love those nachos, yeah. Gas station nachos, ow.
And by the way, just for the hell of it, how do you guys like and gals like the Angels helmet nachos? I mean, to me, I think they're pretty good. They're just way too fucking overpriced. And that's, you're going to get that at baseball games, basketball games, football games. I know that the owners always push the price way over what it should be, but I still feel that they should be giving you more meat. That's what she said. But you should get more meat on your nachos, and they give you like 2 little scoopfuls. It's like, bitch, I'm paying $26 for fucking helmet nachos. Put that shit all over it. Well, that's besides the point. Who gets Nacho Night? And that would be, drum roll, it always goes to the golden sombrero dude. Now, it would have been Castellanos had the Phils lost, but no. It goes to Joe Adell. So there was plenty of strikeouts in this game. And when I mean plenty, I mean plenty. There was a lot of strikeouts for the Phillies. Like I said before, 18 strikeouts as a team. That's pretty goddamn pathetic. That's Angels from last year pathetic. And that's good pitching by the Angels. However, I mean, on their lineup, nobody didn't strike out at least once, or at all. I mean, everyone struck out at least once. Schwarber had 2, Turner had 2, 1 for Harper, 1 for Bohm, 3 for Realmuto. So you had a guy with a hat trick on the fields and a guy with a golden sombrero, and Castellanos had 4. Then you had Merrifield with 1, Sosa with 2, Pache with 2, and our boy Brendan Marsh pinch hit strikeout. So everybody that got into the lineup today struck out at least once for the goddamn Phils, and they still won. And the Angels had 11 strikeouts themselves, but no more bigger than Joe Adell. Joe Adell striking out twice with runners in scoring position that could have made a huge difference for the Angels in this game. Instead, he is your GOAT and not the greatest of all time. That's for damn sure. Angels lose this one. So let's get into the comments, shall we, on this late post-game show. Halo Joe says present. Also, balls, and fuck! Yeah, that's what I was saying when they lost that game in the 9th inning. I was really pissed off.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Fuck! Also, let's see, 10 hits and only 1 run. Trash. Exactly. Eric Ward says, hey, the season starts tonight, right? Laugh out loud. This team may lose over 100 games if this continues. Any hope I had a few weeks ago is out of here. Yeah, I hear you, Eric. It's tough because, again, this team's got to show us a lot coming back. Because think about it. If they were to have swept the Phils, they're going to be 13-18, which is not exactly lighting the world on fire, but it's goddamn better than 11-20. But no.
Oh, no! We suck again!
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Hell yeah, it does. We have 131 more of these to go. So strap in and strap on, baby. Eric says Ron may be vacuuming lines in the dugout at this rate. Can anyone say relapse? Time to put a positive spin on this season already, right? AM 830. Yeah, facts. Yeah, the fucks. Also, the problem didn't start today with or without Trout. Exactly. I heard that call too, Todd. Haha. Also, Chubbs says, thank God the Angels exist. When I have future kids, I'll never be as disappointed in them as I am with the Angels. You'd be like, I know you got that girl pregnant at 16, but at least you weren't the 2024 Anaheim Los Angeles Angels of Chicago. Let's see. Saucy says weak-ass lineup struck out 17 and couldn't win. Saucy's like, well, it is what it is. Oh, no, we suck again.
Oh, no, we suck again.
Bro, this is exactly what I said when they had when Shauna was at third, nobody out, and we didn't cash him in. I heard.
What the hell's going on out here?
Yep. And then when Adele struck out.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Exactly. Rye Guy says it's a new month, and we don't have a lot of games left, so the season starts today. Critical on the first.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Exactly. Why do the Angels always achieve some kind of quirky statistic like the most runs scored in a series like in Colorado last, outscoring Rockies 39-12, but losing the series? And then today, strikeouts. I forgot about that because they scored like 20-something runs in one game and then proceeded to just lose like the last 2 games stupidly. Rice says, cry me a river. I would if I could. What a shame we just can't hit with men in scoring position. Adele letting us all down like water under the bridge. Adele sucks. Hashtag Steve Elise. Patrick says, pain and suffering, that's what Artie Moreno guarantees you. I guarantee you he's in the S&M, the way he treats his fans. Also, Chubb says, how the fuck do you lose to a team with 18 strikeouts? Let's see, feeble offense from the Angels as usual. Grillmaster says, Wash can have all the meetings he wants to, but it's nothing about the hitting. The players need to figure out how to be smarter, but it won't matter because it's not possible. They don't have players with that IQ, and you need to have the right teachings and players that buy in to use that IQ. R. Martinez says the only channel that can sum up the Halos ineptitudes and bumblings this well and do it all for our own expense and laugh and cry about it afterwards. What other choice do we have after all? He says only this channel. Thank you, sir. Also, I'm beyond pissed off right now because the only thing I want to yell is fuck. Yeah, that's my old intro right there. Jack says easily could have swept the Phillies, which is terrible. And also Dragon Balls, and John Stamos choked on me. John Stamos loves to choke on
John
me.
Stamos choked on me.
Also, he has this to say, which I'm not getting too much feedback by it. But
Let me tell you something about my guy, John Stamos. So I was able to go in the back bedroom and unscrew the old balls and running up my butt right now. You get out of it what you put into it. John Stamos choked on me. He was so great.
Yeah, I sure was, I guess. Why are we still here? Just to suffer, Patrick says. Because we love pain. Wheeler and the bullpen was beatable, Lakers fan. They sure were. Duh! Rangers lose, Grillmaster says. Luke checks in with, I feel like all the baseball IQ left with Scioscia, and we had the brain-dead manager since not counting Wash yet. Well, Luke, here's what I'll say. I believe you're right. And, Scioscia was all about gut. He had, because he's Italian and he loves pasta, but he was all about gut. Also, when it came to baseball, he hated analytics. And that's the only reason why he still doesn't have a job and probably will never have another baseball job. What other manager had the 20-year resume that he did outside of a guy like Bobby Cox and Joe Torre and a few others that won as many games regular season-wise anyway as Mike Scioscia? But Scioscia is not getting another job because he refuses to bend the knee to analytics. And as old school as Ron Washington is, he still coaches with gut, but he still has to intake the freaking analytics. And I think that's what has ruined the game. And that has hurt coaches like him from turning teams like this around. Dino says Neto screwed up and missed the ball that was hit right to him, allowing both runs to score. Exactly. And here's the problem with that, Dino. This team can't afford mistakes. They cannot afford to have little mistakes. Any other team can have a mistake and survive. If the Angels were anywhere close hitting the ball, they win this game hands down, and the Phillies are like, well, it just wasn't our night. It turns into one of those, well, we suck tonight, but at least, we gave it a shot. They're just a little bit better pitching. Nope. Instead, the Angels are 4-11 at home, 11-20 overall. I was expecting Wheeler to go 7 or 8 innings. The fact that we made him pitch, Sandoval with his high pitch count, somewhat impressive. It's just a testament to how truly bad our offense is. Couldn't agree with you more, Grillmaster. That's a good take. Eric Ward says, where is the bastard Artie, huh? The A train is rolling into some cheap call girl he found outside the ballpark. Choo-choo. Yeah, he's like, chicka, 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 chicka. What is the number before 1, Wash? 0. The Angels hitters, congratulations. You all have a 0 IQ, Washington. The pain is everywhere, Patrick says. It sure is. Also, chicka, chicka, chicka. Grandmaster's like, 714 tickets, 714 tickets. Bobby Cox, man, Cox was a dick in his hey. Haha. Sorry, the Cox joke was a long joke, of course. Theis, after a great tag, was heard shouting, Nevin, I got him, Nevin. Did you see Nevin? Yeah, he's probably pissed. He's like, how come I don't play anymore, Nevin? He's like, it's Ron Washington. I am the manager. I don't even look like Nevin. Nevin, take off those glasses. See, we do have the highest rates of pitchers per plate appearance to start the year. There you go. Balls. See, there he goes again. Balls in my mouth. Stop it. See, the other day I wanted to be so mad, and then he rips that off, and then I'm just like, okay.
It was pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
Balls in Patrick's mouth. What up, indeed, Tony? How you doing? Let's see. Also, Patrick says 714 tickets, 714 tickets, and get your 714 tickets 10% off Halos in the Infield. All you do is go to the Apply Now code. And the cool thing, I got to show you on my phone real quick. I got like $30 in credit to use because every time you freaking get a ticket and through 714 ticket and use our promo code, you get 5% back. So it adds up. So I could basically buy tickets for free. And I actually looked for tickets the other night. I was going to go, but I had something come up. But basically, it was only going to cost me $1. They can't give them to you for free. So even if you have $40 and the tickets cost like $38, they'll basically just charge you $1 per ticket, and your credit will just feed right into it. And you get tickets that would cost you $15-20 if you have the credit for $1. So it's pretty cool. See, dude, I tagged him. Did you see that, Wash? How did I do that? You got to give me some more playing time. Nevin, are you there? Nothing better than a midday loss. Love it. And yes, you did get me again, Patrick. You son of a bitch. Balls, and the Wong stuff. Jeez.
I was pretty cocky. I want balls and John
The
Stamos.
Wong stuff. See, Bryant says, had a ticket rep for the Angels ask if I was still interested in season tickets today. Bryant Norris says, you know what's funny about that is they emailed me too, because we did some stuff with them a couple of years ago, and we're still on the list as far as a suite and all this other stuff. And they were like, how would you like to get some season tickets this year? They're on sale. I'm like, no shit, huh? And then they're like, are you interested? And I'm like, nope, not as long as Farty Moreno's still in charge. And then the lady started laughing, and I'm like, well, it's true. And then they were like, well, we've been getting a lot of that. I'm like, I wonder why. Also, Luke says the 1 or 2 mistakes per game are the reason why we have lost. It's sad because that happens in baseball, but these guys can't help themselves literally every single game. Exactly. And the thing is, that happens, Luke. If you've played or not played, you've just watched the game all your life. Things can happen to a mediocre team, above average team, elite team, and they can get over it. When you're subpar and you're a team that doesn't have much talent or just not too smart, like Grillmaster says, you can't have those mistakes happen, because when you do, you can't come back. So that hurts this type of team, and that's why they're in the position where they are at, 11-20. Now, real quick about midday games, and I know they got one coming up here in Pittsburgh on next Wednesday, and it's a 9 a.m. start, right? And I really want to take that day off. I used to have a tradition growing up as a kid, and it used to be a lot where the Angels were in Detroit, or they were in New York playing the Yankees, or even it was somewhere in the East Coast, and they'd have an early getaway game. It was usually on a Wednesday. I would connive my way out of going to school, or I would connive my way out of work, and it would be one of those things where it's like, hey, breakfast with the Angels. There's no podcast back then. There was barely a radio, broadcast or cable television show that gave you like 5-10 minutes pregame. But I'm sitting there like a kid would on Saturday morning cartoons with a bowl of cereal and his pajamas, literally hyped up to watch his team play. A few times in the summertime when school was out and it was a Wednesday game, I got my friends together. We'd watch the Angel game, and then afterwards we'd meet up with a few of my other friends, and we'd play some either over the line, or if we had enough guys, we'd actually play a hardball game, right? And that's what we did, and that's what I love to do. And I still have, and the reason why, because my girl was like, "Why are you thinking about taking off this game against Because I was going to do it the other day too, and including today, and go to the game with Jim, and I'm like, man, that Trout news took me out of it. Number one, and then number two. Like for the Pittsburgh game, it's one of those times where when I was growing up, they were rarely in Detroit. Now this is one of the times where it's going to be one every 2 years. They're in Pittsburgh or places like that. So yeah, I'd like to see him on a Sunday, or Wednesday morning, sun shining bright, early day, even in Pittsburgh. It just throws me back to a simpler time when I was younger, and it's something fun that I enjoyed to do. So I was thinking about it in the Trout news, the way they're playing, and she had a good point. She goes, if they were a better team, I wouldn't even question your way of thinking. I'm a super Angels fan, she told me too, but she's like, do you really want to take that day off? I mean, you're going to be pissed if they lose and you lose out either. I mean, she was like, you're going to lose out on the overtime, because I usually work overtime. She goes, you're going to get paid, but it's going to suck because you're going to be like, man, I wasted my time on this. And I'm like, you got a point, but God damn it, I was trying to just sometimes you got to listen to your girl. They have good points. Let's see. Also, Eric says, at this point, who would find a root who would find root canal more appealing than watching this team? Terry Smith approved this question. He's all, that question went out of here. Grillmaster says, forecast for Ohio not looking so great. I see more rain delays possible. Well, it's not like that might actually help the Angels instead of hinder them. Now that the game is over, we are out of here to Ohio. Tony wonders why the tickets are the way they are right now, the season tickets. Not that the tickets are $1. Laugh Out Loud season tickets are pointless. They are. I would just pick and choose when you want to go. Balls, and solo homers. Yeah, that's the way the Angels play. It's like hey, check it out. Did you see that home run?
For you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Solo homers, and a lot of this. But basically, Ron Washington was like this.
One more loss, which could have been a win. You call yourselves professionals. I have never, ever seen a worse group of 25 players. You don't think as a team. You don't play as a team. You don't even lose as a team. You all got your heads so far up your butts.
Yep, so they can't even see the light of day. Let's see. Also, Chubb says, just saw that the A's DFA'd Ryan Noda. All he did was highlight the Oakland name on his logo. At least we don't have a tyrannical or tyrant. Why can I say that? Well, you know what I mean. Owner like Fisher. Well, it's close. Let's just say one of the Angels would make fun of Artie Moreno in any way, or say that, hey man, I don't think he's a good owner or something. They'd be gone too. Again, my whole speech the other day about wearing the paper bags when we're ready, and also the shirts sell the team, that has to do with getting at Artie. He's never going to sell the team until he passes away, and that's through his will. It's not going to be that way. The way you hurt him and get him to change his philosophy and his way of thinking is embarrassing the fuck out of him. That's the only way you're going to get to him, because his ego is bigger than the halo outside of the stadium. Can you not listen to the Angel games in your truck, Todd? Yeah, I do listen to them. I just don't watch them because obviously I'm driving. But I have the app. Fuck. MT says maybe Amir Garrett can stir things up. Well, we need a fight for sure. Don't waste your time, PTO, on this hot garbage. Just listen to the radio. That's sad when fans are like, "Hey, bro, make that money, get that overtime. Don't waste that time off." I love the simpler times when you were doing that, Todd, with your buddies, watching the baseball games. I was, in fact, touching booby. My man Halo Joe, man, I'm like, what's a booby? Also, Demetrio says Ryan Garcia tested positive for steroids. Go Angels. Also, Garrett pitching today, a mere coincidence. Oh, jeez. Balls, and laugh out loud, man. The Mets can't get out of their own way either.
For you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Laugh out loud, Mets. Mateo says, now a word from Jack in the Box. Well, let's get that word from Jack in the Box, shall we? Because we got to smash Jack right now.
One bite of my new Smash Jack is turning Jack in the Box haters into believers. Don't be a hater. Try my new Smash Jack. Man, I'm good. Everyone gets to customize their munchie meal, but I'm giving you your very own.
I've been known to get the munchies from time to time.
And your own intern, Mitch.
What up, Miach?
Oh, Miach is what my grandma calls me.
Also, Todd, take a day off from the Pittsburgh game. Numbers. Oh, we got a phone call. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, Rory, how you doing?
It's Todd, by the way. How's it going? We have the great Angels announcer, Terry Smith. How's it going?
It sounds like you almost forgot my name there, Vic.
Well, I mean, it's Todd again, but when you're mixing up the names, it's kind of hard to remember. I was almost going to call you Matt in there for a second, but go ahead.
Oh, boy. Wow, that's really pulling one out there. Hey, how's your so I hear you're trying to build up some overtime there and trying to make ends meet. I feel you, pal. I got to make ends meet myself here hanging out in this AM 830 van.
So
it's not looking too good.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised the radiator lasted on that van coming back from Arizona. And the fact that you're still using it, like I thought you'd be in a Breaking Bad Winnebago by now.
Oh boy, let me tell you, it's got this loose gasket somewhere in the muffler area, and I'm getting a loud noise. So I'm driving down the street. It kind of sounds like a Harley Davidson. Kind of feel a little cool, but it's just a van.
I thought you were inhaling some fumes, like maybe it was coming through the vents, and you're getting a little high there.
Oh, I haven't done that since college, Todd. Hey, so just so you know, I've been working a little bit on my show that's coming up this on May 20th at the Laugh Factory in Covina, California.
Hey, you know what, Terry? Before we pump that up anymore, you give the times of the show and everything, but I'm very glad you've come on to give some comedy relief after this team really broke our hearts. So please, Terry, give us some of your best material here.
Okay, I'm going to be a little honest with you. Angels fans out there need a lot more than that, let me tell you. Maybe a complete full frontal lobotomy for each and every one of you would do the trick.
Jeez.
Okay, so, hey, how's everybody doing out there? Oh, it's chat room again. I forgot. Sorry about that. Keep forgetting. Anyway, so when I lay in my bed with my woman, I like to spoon. Anyone else here do heroin? Anybody? Because sometimes you heat up a spoon when we use heroin. Well, we got a lot of squares out there, huh? Like, am I the coolest guy here in the room?
I hope not.
Odd.
I hope not.
Yeah, that's scary.
It sure is.
When my wife sees me naked, she says I look like a Greek god. A hermaphrodite is the name of the god, I think. An old man finds a lamp buried in the ground, and he rubs the lamp, and the genie comes out. The genie says, "I'll grant you one wish." So the old man pulls out a map of the Middle East, and he says, "See this area here in the Middle East? There's a lot of hatred and war going on here. And boy, it'd be a really good thing if you just wipe all that out and make things peaceful again." The genie says, "Well, with all my power, I just don't think I could stop that." So the old man goes, "Boy, well, in that case, I've been married for 53 years and never got oral pleasure from my wife. Is there any way you could help me out there?" So the genie looks over and says, "Hey, can I take another look at that map?"
A lot of buildup, but the finish was good. Go for it.
Did you like it for backstory? It gives you, you connect better with the characters that way. It's more feeling. If one of the characters were to pass away, you'd be brokenhearted. You really got to get in.
I was thinking Disney when you were telling that joke, Aladdin to the genie. But go ahead.
Boy, that's weird. So three friends needed a place to stay for the night. They knocked on a stranger's door. They were lost. They asked if they could stay. The man said, "Well, I only have one bedroom with one bed, but if you guys could fit up there, that's fine." Luckily, it was a king-size bed, so they all laid side by side, facing up, and went to sleep. So the next morning, they woke up, and a friend on the left goes, "Boy, I had the greatest dream last night. I was getting a hand job." The guy on the right says, on the other side, he says, That's amazing. I had the same dream. I was getting a hand job too." The guy in the middle goes, "Hey, I had a dream I was skiing." So a guy walked into a doctor's office, and the doctor examines him and notices that he has 5 penises.
Jeez.
So the doctor says, "That's amazing. How do your pants fit?" The guy says, "Well, like a glove." An armless, legless, homeless woman is lying on the beach.
Okay.
And she's just crying. So a man walks by and he asks her, "Well, what are you crying for?" She says, "Well, my whole life I've never been hugged." So the old man bends over, gives her a hug, and walks on his way. And she just continues to cry. So he comes back and says, "What are you crying for now?" She says, "Well, my entire life, no one's ever kissed me." So the guy says, "Well, okay." So he bends down and gives her a little kiss, walks on his way. she continues to cry, and he's like, "Hey, why are you crying still?" She says, "Well, my entire life I've never been screwed." So he picked her up and threw her in the ocean and said, "You're screwed now."
Please tell me that was your closer.
Well, I got one more here, Sparky, if you don't mind it.
It's Todd, by the way, but go ahead.
Squeeze one more out here. Traveling salesman going up to a farmhouse looking for a place to stay. It's funny, none of these people have anywhere to sleep for the night. They have to knock on strangers' doors. I think that's kind of strange, but anyway.
It's the world we live in, Terry.
Yeah, so hey, you're right. That's it. So the farmhouse owner opens the door and says, "Okay, I can let you spend the night, but I don't have any rooms available. You'll have to sleep in the barn." So the salesman says, "That's fine." Finds a little cozy spot of hay and he lays there. Next morning, the farmer comes up to him and he says, "Hey, so how did you sleep last night?" He said, "Oh, great. I could speak to animals." He goes, "What?" He said, "Oh, yeah. I talk to your horse." He says, "Every day at 6 a.m. You feed him carrots." It's like, "Well, that's amazing. That's exactly what I do at 6 a.m. And I talk to your cow and you milk her at 8 o'clock every morning." It's like, "Whoa, that's out of control. That's exactly the time I milk her." Then the guy goes, "Yeah, I also talk to your sheep." And the farmer said, "Those sheep are lying." This has been brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack has brought back his all white meat popcorn chicken combos for $6.99. Get them sauced and loaded for $1. Only at Jack in the Box. You have family 4-packs there, Todd?
No, I don't, but I have a feeling you're sauced and loaded for the Angels.
I got to admit, I'm a little excited, Todd. I think we got some good days ahead of us. I'm going to keep my chin up and stay positive, like the hunky say. Hunks.
Yeah.
I keep slipping on that.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Yeah, you don't want to offend anybody, right?
I'll probably offend any white people out there.
Jeez.
It can be very offensive, even though I'm white.
Well, everything about you is white except your teeth, so we'll go with that.
Well, there's some parts of me that are pink, but we don't get into it.
How dare you?
Okay, Terry.
Pink skin and blonde hair, Todd.
Okay. Thank you.
What I got going on over here.
All right, thanks.
You have yourself a good night, and everybody, I'm out of here.
Terry Smith, everybody. Terry Smith taking a break from AM 830 Van to give you a nice little serenade of jokes. Hopefully you enjoyed those. God, Terry Smith. Silent E says, "I am Lodge. Hear me roar. Honk." Also, Luke says, actual Angels need to fly out of the sky with this team. All fans should start flapping their wings. Embrace Disney. They won us a World Series. Can't lie to that. Over under paper bags will come out by the end of April. It is the end of April already, so they will come out in May, I think. Also, we need a miracle, Tony says. Patrick says, sell out the entire section behind home plate. Play during a nationally televised game and wear the paper bags and sell the team written on them. Everyone will know what we all think. And that's the plan right now. That is definitely the plan. Also, crispy socks there. I got to bring back the crispy socks. Also, before the Phillies got good, I used to call them the Angels of the East. The Mets easily claim that mantle nowadays for sure. J Ram says, I am an aircraft mechanic and I watch the game while at work. Sometimes I don't pay attention and end up with extra parts, but that's no big deal. Well, as long as you're not working on a plane while it's running or something can kill you, then we're all good. Artie Moreno gives bags of shit a bad name. Also, R. Martinez says, hey, did you listen to Rush lube up Roger today saying, I know you've been on TV a lot and have a lot of experience in showbiz, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't hear that part. I only picked it up when it was at the end. As far as I don't like the pregame shit that they do. Lost Trout, but we got Pilar. So he's like, look on the bright side. I'm out of here. Terry's on the phone. Also, Terry and his terrible teeth are here. What is it? Is he in hibernating? Tony says. Also, ask him to say the thing, Todd. Jump says, oh, jeez. So did you guys like the jokers or not? Feels like Dave Chalk days. Also, Ohio leads the Rangers, or I think whoever they're playing, 3-2 in the 10th inning. Also, Todd, I should have read these when he was talking, but Todd asked Terry if he sharpens his teeth for us. I'm sure he does. Also, Terry, is your grill real, or do you have a grill to cook on? Oh, shit. Tell him to say Ruffle Puffs. Oh my God, this guy is a legend. Patrick Carrillo says also just got to call him Terry. He has a joke for all you off the air. Mateo's mad and upset. I don't know about what. Oh, that we lost and this team did suck tonight. Also, ask Otani. I mean, Ipe, if he took over under on taking opposite, unless this would be the one time that he's right. And also, stupid ball boy Martin. He's quoting Martin now. Anyone else having bad spring allergies? It depends on where you live. How the hell do we swing and miss on getting Tommy Pham and end up with Pilar? What the actual fuck? Also, Luke, check out Brandon Belt is still out there, and we haven't picked him up. Could we not use some help for first base since Sano's gone and we just got Shonowell over there? I mean, you could use him too, right? So there you go. There you have it. Also, whoever has 5 penises is 5 times more of a dick. Yes, we get that for sure. He gone. Anyway, I think that'll do it for today's show as we're approaching the hour mark. I'll just run down the scores real quick of the games that are currently in progress. The Ohio shitfucks, like Grillmaster said, are up on the Astros 3-2, but the Astros have that stupid one on second base rule right now with 1 out. The Raiders are leading the Diamondbacks 6-0, which sucks. Tigers defeated the Cardinals 4-1. The Brewers all over the Rays 7-1. The Twins, like I said earlier, won their 10th straight because they played nothing but the White Sox and Angels. Swept them both. Royals over the Blue Jays. They continue to be hot. They're 19-13. For some reason, the A's keep on fucking winning 4-0. In fact, I'm checking how much the attendance was supposedly today. Let's see if they say it right here. I'm not seeing the attendance. Maybe someone can pull that up, but they don't have it magic. Oh, here we go. 4,679. Wow, that's probably an understatement. Probably not that close. Braves finally beat the Mariners, which is hard to say. The Mariners have been on fire. They beat them 5-2. The Reds lose to the Padres 6-2. The Yankees over the Orioles 2-0. The Marlins, the battle of the shit teams, defeated the Rockies 4-1. Someone's got to win in that series. Marlins are 8-24. The Rockies are 7-23. Cubs win. They beat the Mets 1-0. The Red Sox continue to be hot. They beat the Giants 6-2, and the Nationals defeat the Rangers. Nationals are kind of a streaky, scary kind of team, or like, they're a team that can come at you out of nowhere. They won 1-0. So they got some sneaky good pitching and hitting. So I'll give them some credit there. So with all that said and done for today, and Eric says, I know Artie is in here puking in the corner. Todd, I sense a Squid signing very soon. I'm pretty sure that'll happen at some point. Luke says Brandon Belt is mid, though. He is, but who isn't mid on our team? That's all I'm saying. So that being said, tomorrow we're off, and you'll just have to look for a podcast on this channel that we will have for you tomorrow morning. And then I'll be back on Friday, win or lose after the game. That's always what we do here. And we appreciate each and every last one of you. Well, hopefully we have some big news coming up here still. I'm still waiting on that sponsor, and I'm still doing some stuff with Believe. We do have a new sponsor, but we are also, I should correct myself in English. We are also waiting for another sponsor to come through that'll be local, that will be able to do stuff at their facility. So that's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to work that out. Still waiting on that. It's close. I don't know if we got the cigar or not, but we do have a new betting site that's going to be sponsoring the Angels Heedy Network. So we're excited about that moving forward. So for everyone here on the Halos in the Infield post-game show and everyone that's participated, I really appreciate each and every last one of you. I hope to get this bigger and bigger as far as the channel's concerned and as far as the post game's concerned. But a lot would help if the Angels would fucking win, because we've been doing this over 3 years and they haven't put together a team that's comparable to our efforts off the field. And we would like for them to match our intensity. And if they did, this thing will be a hell of a lot more fun. But until we ever get to that point, we got to deal with what we got. And that's all we got is each other. So, again, have a good rest of your evening. We will see you back here live on Friday. Have a good night, everybody, and go Angels. Again.